Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I hope all is well with everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful, blessed Saturday. I am up here about to decorate a peanut butter chocolate Reese's cake. Yes, we got some good old peanut butter frosting right here that I'm going to insert in between each layer of the cake first. It's going to be a 3-layer cake. So you guys come on in and sit back and chop it up with me while I decorate this cake. Again, this is a 3-layer peanut butter Reese's chocolate Reese's peanut butter. Can't forget the Reese's. And this cake is really, 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 really delicious, y'all. I mean, for one, the homemade peanut butter is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. And then it's layered on top of a chocolate cake. A chocolate cake. Now, this person actually who asked me to make these cakes for them actually needed 2 cakes. One of them I already decorated, and that was the strawberry crunch shortcake cheesecake that a lot of you guys have already seen me decorate several times, because that's a very, very tempting and delicious cake that is high in demand. High in demand. Okay, let me put my last layer on here. Top layer. And so, since it is very demanding, I get those orders a lot. So sometimes when I want to decorate cakes for you live, I don't do those cakes. I just, when I get orders for other cakes, I do those live, since you guys have seen me decorate those before. But this peanut butter frosting is really, really good. It's a combination of peanut butter, creamy peanut butter, of course. You can't have no crunchy peanuts on the cake, because that'll be pretty hard to decorate, because the peanuts, for one, are so coarse. Your cake will probably get shredded up. To be exact. But, so yeah. You have to have creamy peanut butter. Some butter. I use, what kind of butter do I use? Imperial. I use Imperial butter by the sticks. It's more easy to handle. It's easy to measure, when it's by the sticks. So that's what I use. But how's everybody doing today? What's going on with everybody? What do you have planned for the weekend? I don't have much planned, actually. It's been really rainy here in the Midwest. Y'all know I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. It's been really rainy here. I was about to say wainy. Wane with it. Wane with it. One of my favorite songs by Kaya. I'm gonna say it's really wainy out here. But yeah, so I really don't have any plans, y'all. And by the way, this is a premiere, just in case some of y'all didn't notice. This is a premiere. So on premiere videos, that means we already recorded it, and then we uploaded it, and then we're not live because it was uploaded first. Because it was recorded first and then uploaded. But I am live with you in the chat. So if you want to ask me any questions or, talk to me about anything, feel free. I will be coming to y'all with another video today as well, because I have to do a Frozen theme cake for a little girl's 1-year-old birthday party. And they want a Frozen theme cakes and cupcakes. So that is on the plan. And I think yesterday, some of y'all was on here yesterday with me. So you know that they want the little girl's picture on there as well. So I'm going to put her picture on the cake, which is going to be really, really cute. It's the cutest little girl. I can't wait till I show y'all the finished work, the finished product, because the little girl, she's so adorable. So adorable. So what I'm doing to this cake, I'm just smoothing the sides. Then I'm going to work on the top of the cake. And then after I do the top of the cake with peanut butter frosting, I'm going to pour chocolate fondant on top of the cake. Yes, chocolate fondant. If you don't know what chocolate fondant is, it's just candy chocolates. You get like a 1/4 of cup of heavy cream, and you warm it in the microwave for about, I want to say a minute to a minute and a half, because you don't want to burn it. You just want to warm it up. But you want it hot enough because you're going to put some chocolate in there. I usually use the Nestle's chocolate, the little morsels. I use the semi-morsels when I do mine. And melt it in the cream. So you put the heavy cream in the microwave, a 1/4 a cup, put in there about a minute to a minute and a half, depending on, what type of microwave you have as well. And then after it's warm, take it out, and you put the Reese's, like, I want to say about a cup of Reese's. I don't know. I never measure stuff. I'm just so used to doing it. I just pour in there what I think it needs. But it's about a cup. You need about a cup. Maybe a little more, but about a cup. And you put the Reese's in the heavy cream, and I like to use a cake spatula, like, something like this, like a cake spatula. And stir the chocolate a little bit. You don't want to stir till it melts. You want to stir it a little bit to mix the hot cream around. And then just let it sit. Just let it sit for a while. And then after it starts melting and breaking down, you want to put like 1 tablespoon of butter. Just 1 tablespoon. Not too much. Just 1 tablespoon of butter. Melt it in the warm chocolate. Now this, how you determine if it's warm enough. If you put it in the chocolate and you stir it around, and just melts and just smooth and just dissolves into the chocolate, then you know it's warm enough and you don't need to warm it up again. But if it is not all smooth and stuff like that, when you put the butter in and it's just kind of chunky, that means you have to warm it up a little bit more. So I would put the whole cup back in the microwave and just warm it up for about, 10 to 30 seconds. You can do it at 10-second intervals if you like, just to make sure you don't overheat it, because again, you do not want to burn the chocolate. That would not be good. So yeah. And then after that, you set it to the side. Well, stir it up some more, of course. Stir it up some more. Make sure everything is dissolved and smooth. You don't want to see no butter, no white, no yellow, or I should say, because that butter is yellow. And after that, after it cools down, which will probably take about, to be on the safe side, I would let it sit for like 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, that's pretty smooth around there. Yeah, I would let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. Somebody's trying to reach me, but I can't talk right now. I'm decorating a cake. And so, yeah, as I was saying, let it sit for about 10 to 20 minutes. No, what did I say? About 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. That'll be perfect. And then once it cools down, you can do pretty much whatever you want with it. You can pour it on a cake to make a drip cake. Or you can like pour it on some parchment paper and make some kind of designs and let it sit there and harden up. And then after it hardens up, you could pick it up with like a spatula. Now, I already have some chocolate already made, already ready to go. So this is my chocolate for this cake. This chocolate ganache. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour across the top of the cake. And then just spread it around. Don't spread it too fast. Don't let too much get to the sides, because you want to make sure the whole top is covered. Make sure the whole top, scrape some of that back off into the cup. You don't want too much of a thick layer. You just kind of want a thin layer, because it's going to harden up. Yes. Yes, child. Spread that chocolate. Like thus. Like thus. Okay, now that we got almost all the chocolate spread, now what we're going to do is make some drips on the side. So this is how I do my drips. A lot of people do them differently, but this is how I do mine. And there's a little spot over here that needs a little bit more chocolate. I can see it through the screen. Okay. So, with me, I just take my chocolate, put a little bit on the sides, And kind of like just let it run down the sides. Not too much though, unless you want a really long drip. If you want a really long drip, then you can put a little more. But I like my drips to be, and I'm going to turn the cake around so you can see what I'm doing. I like my drips to be different lengths. So I'm going to help push this one down. I like some of the drips to be short, some to be fat, some to be skinny. You know, just like men. They like women, some men like they women short, some like them thick, some like them skinny. So yes, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making some drips. I'm making my way around so you will be able to see the drips. And as you see, I'm starting the drips on the top of the cake. I'm just putting little droplets on the top of the cake and then just kind of pushing it gently to the side so it runs over the side. But as you see on the top, it has like the little spots or the little humps where I started my drips. Those I'm going to smooth out. Those are going to get smoothed out so it won't be all humpy or bumpy or lumpy, whatever you want to call it. So yes, I'm starting with some long, most of these are long drips, and then I'm going to put some short ones in between. So yes. Yes, 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 yes. So, again, this is a chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup with peanut butter frosting cake. We done already put the peanut butter on each layer of the cake, in the middle of the cake. We done already layered the cake, put peanut butter on the inside. Just for those who are just coming in. Then I'm gonna put like some little drips. Little drips. Basically, the spots where they're kind of like some thick gaps, I'm going to put like some little drips. And don't be surprised if you get chocolate on you. Like I am. Okay, there's not that many gaps in between. That looks okay. Alright, so back to the top of the cake. I'm just going to take the parts from the top of the drip and smooth it around. Just kind of swoop it into the middle of the cake. Just kind of swoop it inward. And then just smooth the cake around like such. And then this chocolate is going to be covered with Reese's. With a whole bunch of these. a whole bunch of Reese's. So I'm gonna wash my hands, and when I come back, oops, gotta watch that too. I'll be putting Reese's all over the cake and putting a border on the cake and on the bottom of the cake. So I shall return. Don't you go nowhere. Oh yeah, and don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. Thank you. Okay, we are back. And the cake has been sitting in the fridge so that the chocolate can harden up, because you have to let the chocolate harden up for like 20-30 minutes, so that when you put your piping, when you do your piping and your frosting on top of the chocolate, it's not warm at all. The chocolate is not warm at all. It's then like totally cooled down, so the frosting won't slide off the side of the cake, which I learned the hard way one time long ago, but I did learn the hard way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just piping a border around the cake to make the bottom of the cake look really cute. And then I'm going to put the same border on the top of the cake to make it look really cute. And then what I'm going to do, like I said, on top of this chocolate, we are going to put some Reese's peanut butter cups. Because this is, for those of y'all who just tuned in, a chocolate Reese's peanut butter cake with peanut butter frosting, with yummy, delicious, homemade peanut butter frosting that I am putting in the piping bags right now. But yes, this cake is about to travel. And the other cake I made for them, which I already finished. I made one of my strawberry crunch shortcake cheesecakes. I already made one of them for the same party. That cake is chilling in the fridge. Matter of fact, right now, let me cut up some of these Reese's. I'm going to cut up some Reese's so I put them all over the cake. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Sorry about that. Don't mean to be rude. But everybody who's coming in, again, make sure you guys like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. If this is your first time on my channel, I am a personal custom cake decorator, along other things. I don't just do cake decorating on this channel. I review primetime TV shows, reality shows, news, trending news, world news. We've been, for the last probably 3 or 4 days, in between everything else that I do on here, we've been discussing the Amber Geiger case. The cop that said she thought she was walking into her apartment after she had got off of work from her shift as a police officer and came to what she thought was her apartment, which was actually another apartment for a totally different tenant on a totally different floor. But she heard somebody behind the door, and after he opened the door, she shot and killed him. So that lady was found guilty a few days ago. She was sentenced to 10 years in prison. She could have got 5 to 99 years, but she only got 10. So, you know, a lot of people is discussing this trial in this case, and in particular the judge. Like, I did a video the other day when I was on my way to where I work, my part-time job. And I had talked about, you know, how a lot of people are outraged because of what the judge did at the end of the trial after sentencing, how she has stepped out of her off of the bench grabbed one of her own personal Bibles, gave it to the defendant, and prayed with her, read Bible scriptures to her, consoled her, hugged her. I mean, for some people, that was like a very emotional scene. Amber Geiger, the cop who was charged, she got emotional. She cried, of course. And people around her, that's on her team, they cried, of course. But a lot of people is furious because of the way it all went down. Like, a lot of people were saying, when the last time have you seen a white judge cry or hug or give a Bible to a black person who received an unfair sentence? I mean, let me know. Because like I told y'all the other day, I ain't never seen that happen before. So I would like to know, give me the name of the defendant. Give me the name of the judge. And, what happened. Timeline. When did it happen? So I can look it up. Because a lot of people is saying the same thing. They have never, ever seen something quite like this done before. And it was kind of like, some people was like, it's kind of like a slap in the face for the family of the defendant, of the victim, because they felt like, okay, first of all, the lady Amber, she was guilty. That was a given. Nobody ever doubted that she was guilty. She went to the wrong apartment, said she thought it was hers, shot the guy cold blood because she thought she was about to be attacked or he was, robbing her place. When actuality, he was just up in his place chilling and eating a bowl of ice cream in his own dwelling place, in his own humble abode. So, yeah, they found her guilty, but then they only gave her, out of the 5 to 99 years she could have received, man, they gave her 10 years. 10 years. So not only are people saying, hey, what's going on here down in Texas? What's going on in these parts? Do y'all think that's enough Reese's on this cake, by the way? They like, what's going on in these pots? Yeah, I think that's pretty good for right now. I got some more peanut butter frosting, so I'm going to put a little bit more frosting on the edges around the bottom. But, so a lot of people, is confused. Like, first of all, like people were saying, as a judge for United States courts, they saying this lady should know this is not something that you do. Like, you have to separate church and state. You have to. You have to separate church and state. Praying for the victim. Now, I understand that she would have done that in her chambers, at home, after the court procession, after, she left, praying for the lady that she finds God, or that she, be okay while she was in there. But, the outrage is not just because of the lady judge, her giving her the Bible and hugging her and praying with her and all that. But it's like she consoled her way more than she consoled the other family. The family of the victim, the family of the man that was murdered in cold blood for no reason, for just chillaxing in his apartment building. Like, so, anyway, one second, y'all. Let me get up and find me a box for this cake. I'll be right back, okay? Okay, I'm back. I got a box for the cake, so I'm going to show you guys the cake real quick. And as far as the Amber Geiger case, we're going to talk on that again when I come to you guys later on in the day. But for right now, I'm going to show you this cake. Hopefully you can see it okay. It's a Reese's peanut butter chocolate drip cake with peanut butter frosting. And of course, a lot of Reese's on top. So I'm going to box this cake up, you guys, and send it off down the road because it's due out of town in about an hour along with some other cakes. So I will holler at you guys later in a few hours, okay? All right. Primetime Squad, make sure you like the video, share the video, and also subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. And in the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces.